Hey, what's up, everybody? This is internet personality Kevin Cross. I probably shouldn't use that. Hey, this is Kevin, and I have a closet that is full of comics. And I don't want to just be one of those nerds that just collects old paper, sticks it in a plastic bag with some sort of cardboard backing, where it all ends up living in a purgatory of cardboard boxes, potentially never to be seen again. So, I want to try and experiment. This is going to be a new series. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure by likes and comments, I'll be able to judge from there. So be sure to tell me if you dig where this is going. So what I want to do in this new series is go through my comics and read them. Of course, this is still going to be an art channel, but I thought it'd be fun to do this, to break things up for me, and hopefully be fun for you guys. Maybe be a bit of a Saturday morning cartoon replacement. And I want to go through my comics with you guys because it is essentially where I got my first influences for wanting to be an artist, an illustrator, a comic book artist, someone who tells stories with art, all that kind of stuff. And where I'm going to start is with my very first comic ever. This is Devil Dinosaur, issue number 1, published by the Marvel Comics Group. Came out in 1978. I remember getting this at a convenience store. It was on a spinner rack, and my mom had given me, 50 cents or something like that to go inside for a piece of candy. I was really into collecting wacky packages at the time, if you're old enough to remember what those are. And this was sitting there, big red dinosaur, and it got my attention, and I couldn't leave without it, so I have it here. And this is the very same issue. Can't believe I still have it after all this time. It is the fantastic first issue of Devil Dinosaur, which also features Moon Boy, the very first human. This was also my introduction to Jack the King Kirby, who not only drew it, but he also wrote and edited this. The letterer and inker was Mike Royer. The colorist was Petra Goldberg, and Archie Goodwin gets the credit as being a paleontologist. So I'm willing to bet that back in the 70s, he probably got that degree from spending about 20 bucks from an ad in the back of a Rolling Stone magazine, which was a pretty smoking deal for a degree even back then. So anyway, let's get into it and find out just how fantastic the first issue of Devil Dinosaur really is. Wait, was that smooth enough? Oh.
Now let's travel back in time to the Valley of Flame, to a prehistoric past where science and evolutionary biology don't exist. Moon Boy, the purported first human, makes his buddy Devil Dinosaur aware that a triceratops known as Thunderhorn has come to the valley and needs to be driven out. Devil Dinosaur, who I assume to be a carnivorous species, screams in rage at his disdain for vegetarians. And not to put too fine a point on it, Devil Dino destroys a tree in front of Thunderhorn, in case he was unclear that he does not approve of a more sustainable plant-based diet. I'm wondering if Moon Boy might be using and manipulating Devil Dinosaur for his own purposes as he builds up Big Red's ego, telling him that only he must rule here while demanding him to attack Thunderhorn presently. The other vegetarians in the area seem to collectively say, "F this S, I'm out." Moon Boy bails into a tree like a friggin' wuss, as the narration box lets us know that he is of the small folk, the Dawn Men, new to the world and exceedingly bright, as well as the inventors of smack talk, as Moon Boy casts barbs at poor, slow-witted Thunderhorn, who has no chance of winning unless he gets his own damn comic. The fight ends when Double D kicks Thunderhorn off a cliff, who we discover only came to rock. Huzzah! Devil Dinosaur yells triumphantly. Moon Boy is hella stoked, so he flips around a tree and says now they have less competition for food. Wait, hold up. So in such a savage land, they were fighting for resources to stay alive? Okay, I guess that makes sense. And now I feel like a real jerk. Back to the story. Looking for shelter, Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur go off into the night. Unlike the other small folk, Moon Boy is not scared of the night. The night that gave him his name. And tonight, the moon is making him feel nostalgic, as he poetically says, "I remember the happening which made us brothers, Devil. The image is inside me and walks like a phantom." And yeah, that's how I think he really talks. Flashback time. Moon Boy reminisces about a night that he went out because he just had to see the fire mountain. It was then that he came upon a terrible sight. The killer folk had baited and killed a female devil beast and were making quick work on her young. For it is told that all living creatures are food for the bellies of this folk. This was a bummer for Moon Boy. And me, because I guess I really was wrong about that Moon Boy kid. Anyway, the last of those young devil beasts was putting up a fight something fearsome, and them killer folk tried to burn them with their fire sticks. They was just wanting to sacrifice that critter to please the Fire Mountain, but swoosh! The Fire Mountain wasn't having it, and sent those ding-dongs a-packing. After everything became silent, the young devil beast, who may be part lobster, emerged wounded but alive. A compassionate Moon Boy trips out that the dinosaurs turned red, but moves in to lend a helping hand. Shh, 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 shh. But the tender moment is cut short. Moon Boy, behind you! A leaper has found us! The leaper attacks Moon Boy. The little red dino is not pleased. So he grabs that mofo's arm and throws it out like yesterday's newspaper. Having used the last of his energy, the young devil beast collapses. It's been quite a long day. Moon Boy says he'll take the dino to heal his wounds in a super cool forest he knows about. He just can't wait to show his new pal. When they get to the rad forest, the new friends take a dip in a soothing pond and enjoy some delicious sandwiches that Moon Boy just whipped up. After the devil beast was feeling better, Moon Boy declares that they are brothers and decides that the other small folk just have got to get a load of this rad dinosaur that he found. But when he gets to his village, the small folk freak the fudge out because, well, Moon Boy is riding a red T-Rex. And in their fear, the small folk are uncool and give Moon Boy the boot. This totally bums him out. And lo, though my ire vexes me with the disgrace of banishment from my kinfolk, I shall miss them so. Sorry, little guy. Now we know the sad tale of how Moon Boy and Devil Dinosaur became tight bros. But what's been going on with the killer folk? Well, those ding-a-lings have been hooting and hollering about needing a new leader to avenge their embarrassment on Devil Dinosaur. So they fight about it. Seven Scars emerges victorious, and his first decision as the new leader is to kill Devil Dinosaur tonight by putting him to the flame, since that worked so well before. So yeah, those killer dummies set the forest on fire, and everyone flips out. And it turns out that the fire was set to herd Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy into a pit full of big ol' sharpened stakes. This issue ends with a question for us to ponder. Were dinosaurs as smart as men? And you'll find out that answer in our next exciting episode, Devil's War.
Huh. Well, that was fun. I'm not getting the same feeling I did off of it when I was a 6 or 7 year old, but you know, still had a good time. It was a fairly basic origin story, a little bit of a cliffhanger, but what I do love is Jack Kirby's art, and I can see why it captured me, why it captured my imagination so much as a young dude. And yeah, I still really liked it. I still really like how bombastic and just bold it really is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that this was Jack Kirby's last work that he did with Marvel Comics. I think he was pretty fed up with them at the time. So this series going forward, I think, is going to be pretty fun regardless, because he might have phoned it in, being so fed up, or he might have tried to make it his best work ever because he was leaving the company. Either way, I think it's going to be a good time, and I think there's going to be some pretty good comedy in this. There's 9 issues to the series. I'd like to do all 9. I've only read the first issue over and over again, I might add. If you want to read ahead, there are some collected versions. Here I've got the hardcover omnibus edition. I think there is a softcover trade. Either way, if you want to read ahead or read along with me, I will put a link to get a copy of the collected editions down below. Also, again, let me know if this is a series that you're into. So far I'm having fun with it in just one episode. If there's any old comics that you would like me to revisit, if I have them, I will consider it. I got a ton of them. They're mostly all from the 1970s, a little bit from the 60s, and a little bit from the 80s. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time for Devil Dinosaur issue number 2.